there's this beautiful energy that's coming on the planet right now. Or it's been here for maybe the last 10 to 20 years, kind of increasing. And what's happening is the vibration is going up, and all of us, because we're all parts of the planet, our vibration is going up as well. And so what's happening there uh, is feels great and also feels confusing and sometimes feels disturbing all at once. The great part is that it's never been easier to tune in, to use your intuition, to learn energy work, to tune into spirit mind. All these things are more accessible now because we're all surrounded by this higher vibration than we have been sort of historically, and at least in recent history. But at the same time, it's having the opposite effect on the material mind that we just talked about. That part of us that's analytical, that's tuned to work with the material world. That understands uh, objects and comparisons, and it's really good at this dualistic physical world. So that part's being kind of like compressed, if you will, or it's sort of shrinking naturally. And so I don't know if you've experienced this, but my experience with that has been that if I look back 20 years ago, and some of this could be aging too, but if I look back 20 years ago, it was really easy to just go crazy with my analytical mind, just get in there, write computer code, just like I could contain so much information all at once, process it, change it, work with it. And then that it feels like that's sort of slipping away in some way. It's like, oh, have I lost my edge? I can't really focus as well as I could before, or I feel sort of spacey where before I felt clear, or I've heard many people say it different ways, but it's all the same thing. It's all that this material mind that we love so much and feel is so important to our success, not necessarily well-being, but to our success, is shrinking. And so that's putting us in kind of a little bit of a pressure cooker if we feel like that's the main thing that we need to excel at to be successful and therefore happy. Now, of course, we can start to realize that, oh, there's, happiness and success are different dimensions, if you will. They're not, one isn't a prerequisite for the other. They're just completely different things. And that helps. So then we can say, oh, maybe I can have great well-being and great success and love and this feeling of accomplishment and fulfillment and, a beautiful life, independently of if my business is, skyrocketing or, skyrocketing down, or up, right? So you could, and that's possible. You can be really happy in any situation. It's definitely possible. So those are some of the things that are happening, but it's a bit of a confusing time because there's this reduction or this kind of pressure that we have is makes people feel like, oh, maybe there's something wrong with me, instead of just realizing, oh, the environment's changing and my challenge is to sort of let go of the old ways and embrace a way that once I try it out, I might find is I enjoy more, that I'm actually happier without overanalyzing everything. Right. Yeah. But it's a transition. Transitions are always hard for us. Yeah.
Yeah, change is just the nature of change. When you say change, it's like, well, yep, yeah, I'm excited for what's coming, but also there's work involved. It's interesting because we do this every Sunday we go live here on the channel, and we just connect with the community, and people are aware that something's shifting, something's changing, but it seems to be hitting different people in different ways. Like you described, material mind, some people are feeling more frantic than ever before. And other people are describing like experiences of like lethargy and just being like hit and tired and stuff like that. Does it, in your mind, leaning into some of the energy work, I'm just wondering if there's some like elemental science, like, because maybe I'm leaning into astrology too much, but like I definitely identify as being like an earth person. Like I jokingly say I've always wanted to be an elf, but I'm definitely a dwarf, and so, I just, there's that earth element kind of going on in there. And I just wonder if our different makeups handle and navigate and process energy and shifts in energy different ways.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody definitely has their own journey, through this change, even though the destination is kind of the same. Like we're all going from kind of point A to point B in the same progression, but we're each taking our own route, our own road there. And then the thing that I see that actually Hisami helped me see this was that the way that we're responding to this mostly has to do with how much we're resisting, right? So this new energy is coming in, and if I'm able to just, if naturally my personality is one of kind of going with the flow, and like I'm able to just adapt to new situations and kind of follow that new energy, then I'll probably go fairly easily from stage to stage. It'll probably grow pretty easily into this new time. Although I'll still have to release kind of the heavy energies that I'm holding on to. Those will still have to kind of come up. Those are getting really poked at for everybody right now. Those will still have to kind of come up so I can kind of drop the heavy stuff and raise to a higher vibration. But if I'm not resisting, that can be a short thing. I just feel like, stuff is up for me right now. I'm just going to kind of be amused and, stay grounded and maybe just take a day off and go take care of myself or go for a walk, or don't try to change it. I'm just going to accept it and give myself a little space to adjust. Then it's going to go pretty smoothly. But if my personality is naturally one of, wanting to either really control everything or wanting to hold on to things, then I'm going to resist this change to the new energy, and that's when it starts feeling like I'm sort of in this tug of war with the universe, and and guess what? Guess who's going to win if you're in a tug of war with the universe? It's not you, right?
Not even my ego that feels bigger than the universe at times.
Right. Yeah. So, and then the next extreme is if we're like really fighting, like no, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change. Then it's we just get kind of steamrolled, and so the more that you're, for people listening, I'd say if you find that you're really suffering, you're probably resisting even if you don't realize it. And so if you can just say, it's okay that I'm struggling right now. There's nothing wrong with me that I'm struggling. There's nothing, it's not like a permanent condition. I haven't like lost my ability to focus or lost my ability to think, or like things are just transitioning a little bit, and I'm kind of finding my new dance in this, in this new place. And give yourself a little break and give yourself a little time, just some compassion for yourself and some love, and take care of yourself, rather than like the normal thing where we're like, go harder, get better, be smarter.
More of the same will surely fix this new difference. I'm joking, not like, and please don't take offense, anybody. I've done that plenty. This is speaking from experience. It's interesting because when you bring up, I think that's a really profound nuance from Sami, bless her, which is this the way our material mind is sort of getting triggered and flared by it is in direct proportion to the amount of resistance we have to the change. The invitation underneath that is then, to surrender. I think through the work that, just over the decades, I guess, what I've come to one of my truths is surrender and trust for me have just been very much two sides of the same coin. My ability to surrender is directly correlated to my ability to trust. If I can't trust it, I find it and maybe that's just material mind speaking there. But if I can't trust it, I find it very difficult to surrender. And, if I'm not surrendering, it's probably because there's something up with I can't, there's something up with my trust in that space. And so in that, I think it might be worth taking a beat to sort of zoom out a little bit and invite people into a bit more trust around like this new energy that you're referring to. The mind naturally wants to go, what's the purpose of this new energy? And I'm not sure if that is the right question. Because again, it's like, but if you can bring some more awareness into the place of the new energy.
On kind of the biggest level, like I think you're right on. Like trust is really key to being able to go with the flow, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a surrender, because some people that feels like I'm waving the white flag and giving up, but it can just be like letting go of the resistance, or at least kind of loosening the grip a little bit. Because this change is helping us. It's not here to harm us. It's helping us move into a more balanced state with ourselves, with the planet, with each other. And so it's actually a really beautiful thing.
Hey there, Inspired Evolutionary. If you absolutely loved this, well then here's a full conversation with this guest on the Inspired Evolution podcast. Check it out now.